Hello everyone, welcome to Docker in 10 minutes. Let us try to understand short and sweet definition of Docker in 10 minutes. Let us get started. So container technology has been there for a while, but with the launch of Docker in 2013, it is one of the most popular container uh, tool available in the market. So let us focus on the Docker in this particular video. So in order for us to understand about Docker container, let us understand a little bit about virtualization and let us also try to compare Docker container with a virtual machine. So what is the plain definition of virtualization? So virtualization simply in English means something that is in essence but that is not in actual form. So the same idea of virtualization enables hardware resources of a single computer to be divided into multiple virtual computers like you see here application. These are all using the same hardware resources of this particular infrastructure. So that's how virtualization enables us to utilize this concept for both Docker container as well as virtual machine. So then what enables this process of virtualization? So hypervisor is a software that actually enables virtualization. So it's a lightweight software layer that sits between the physical infrastructure and your virtualized environment. So that allocates resources and directs them to various computing instances. So in this example, let us take this example like container one as one application. And let us see what's inside the container one. So let's say there is this container one. So container one has one software version and let's say it has certain database access as well as let's say it has certain permission associated. So how it helps us is, so this is all containerized and packaged as one individual container. So this way, even if he's developing this locally, he can test this in his test environment or his prod environment without any environmental hassle. Like there will be a lot of environmental inconsistency if these were not packaged together, right? Because in test environment there might be a different software version and that might cause the failure of that application. But in this case, since all of these are packaged together as one item, we don't need to worry about this dependency. So this can be properly tested in any environment without any inconsistency. So this is the same reason we have this boom in this microservices architecture or microservices. So what happens is in microservices architecture, within the application, each of the smaller component is treated as a service. So for example, let's say this is a search application for some shopping, online shopping, and each of these button inside this, for example, search item, buy item, within this application is individual container. So think of it like a container. So if a component within this application fails, the whole application is not going to fail. We can just fix each container within this uh, s- bigger application and fix our issue. So this leads us to the idea of microservices architecture. So now let us try to run some basic command in Docker. So here is the workflow. It's very simple. So there is a Docker Hub where there are different images. So you pull the image from the Docker Hub, you run the image, and then once you run the image become a container. It will spin up a container for that image. You modify the container, and you can also push the container as an image. But that will be a secondary part. We won't focus on this section. We'll focus on the spinning up the image and running a container. So the basic container command is docker run it interactive mode, detached mode. We open the port, we give the name of our container, and this is the image that we'll be pulling from. So for this one, let us go and check the Docker Hub registry. So if you see, I'm here in the hub.docker.com. So this is the central repository where all the images are stored. So if I can see here, I am in my, I'm looking into this engine Nginx image, and if I click here, it will show me a Docker file which has all the source code, all the dependencies. So this is what I meant earlier when I said we will have everything packaged inside. So now, since I have everything here, this image already stores every dependency, everything in this particular uh, image. All I need to do is just pull this image and run container out of this image, and I'm ready to use this service very quickly and very efficiently without any dependency. So let us go ahead and do that. So for this example, I have used my AWS Linux instance. So that's the virtual machine, and I have installed Docker on top of this virtual machine. So we'll be running the Nginx image. So let us go here and let me do, just to make sure my Docker is running, sudo system. Okay, so I see my Docker running. So let me clear this one. So let me run a container off of that image. So Docker run, so detached mode, ITD, interactive detached mode. I'll open the port. So the port is 8080. So host port uh, uh, to the container port, which is port 80 being resolved to port 80, and the name of my container. So let me give C1, and let me pull the Nginx image that we looked at earlier with the tag. So I want the latest pull. So, and oh, my bad, sorry. So what I did here was I need name. All right. So if I do docker ps. All right, so I already see my container running so fast. And now if I want to check the image, I can do Docker images, and I'll also see it has the Nginx image. So now, since my container is running, how do I know that is working, right? So let me go here. Let me go to my EC2 instance, and let me go ahead here and let me copy this public DNS, and let me go ahead and enter, and you see my Nginx image is running. So think of it in terms of, let's say this is your application image. So all you did was you went ahead and you just did the run command, and from that image containers is running so quickly and its application is up and running. So imagine the power of containerization. Imagine this as your application, and there is nothing you need to configure. All you need is just you pull the image from this Docker Hub into your machine, and you are ready to go. That's the advantage of using containers. After this, we can go ahead and stop that container. So all I need to do is Docker stop and then the container ID, and there you go. So now if you do Docker ps, there is no more container running. All right, so why then do we use Docker containers? So you already know. So the first thing, it's very portable. It's very portable. Once you have the image in your central repository, you can just pull that image, run that image, and your application is up and running. So it's very lightweight because there is nothing you need to configure. It just shares the uh, same OS as I mentioned earlier. So it's very lightweight. It doesn't take time to spin up. It's very fast and portable. So that is the reason we use Docker. All right, so in this particular video, we just scratched the surface of Docker. I just wanted you to understand the importance of container tool. So if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe this channel. And please let me know on the comment section what else you'd like to learn. There are many things to learn about Docker. Writing a Docker file, understanding about Docker Network, Docker Swarm, Docker Compose, and Docker Stack. It's a very powerful tool. And I just want, through this video, I just want you to gain your interest in Docker. That's all what I want to achieve from this video. Thank you, everyone.